All right. Hello. My name is Luke Boswell. I want to start this YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, to talk about the book series that I'm writing, primarily, and also to have it act as a sort of hub for people who like the books that I've written, they can contact me directly, and we can sort of build a bit of a community that's talking about the books. I have a book out. This is the first book I've published, the first of the series. It's called The Last Light of Edgewood, and it's available on Amazon. I'll have a link below. Go check it out if you're interested. And if for those of you that have already read it, there are some of you out there. For those of you that have already read the book, let me know what you think. Drop a comment. Just let me know what you think of the book. Reach out to me here or wherever you find me. I would love some feedback. I've already started writing book 2, so any feedback that comes back, negative or positive, would help me as I write the next book. Let me give you guys an introduction to the book. So this is The Last Light of Edgewood. It is a coming of age story that's set in a fantasy world. That's probably at a very general sense a good way to describe it. And I'm just going to read the back cover. I think my blurb here on the back is pretty well done. At least it captures my attention, so maybe it'll capture yours. For Esvin and Orin, life in Edgewood had always been simple. The realm of the royal gardens had only known centuries of unbroken peace. But as Esvin is chosen to be the apprentice to the mysterious and reclusive Keeper of the Light, the shadows begin to appear. Things in Edgewood are not as they seem. In the darkness, there is a growing threat, an evil that threatens to tear apart Esvin and Orin, and ultimately the whole town. And Esvin is about to learn that being the Keeper of the Light could be a deadly profession. So, if that captures your attention, great. That isn't just clickbait. That is, in a sense, what the story is about, in a very vague and limited sense. But I want to kind of dive a little deeper into that and let you know as a reader what you're getting into. So this is clean fantasy. There are no gratuitous sex scenes. There's no brutality or brutal violence. You could read this to your kids. And when your kids are old enough, maybe when they get into middle school, they can read this for themselves. You would feel totally safe having them read it. And it's written through a Christian worldview. So I'm a Christian. That's like the number one thing about me, is that I believe in Jesus. And and because of that, everything that is in my mind is framed through my faith. And you'll see that, maybe glimmers of that in this book. It's not a Christian work in the way that mere Christianity is, or even in the way that the Chronicles of Narnia are, where they're really allegorical. This is a Christian work in the sense that algebra is Christian mathematics. And what I mean by that is that there are things in here that are true. There are things in here that are eternal in a sense. But they're not presented as Christian coded, right? It's just a good story, and inspired directly and indirectly by the good storyteller, the Lord. So if that's into you, if that excites you, if it's something that you think you'd be interested in, I know that most genres out there are grim dark, or everyone has morally gray characters, and that can be fun. But to me, when I read those books, it's draining. Like, I want there to be a bit of moral clarity in my stories I read. And I want characters that are not going to, I want at least some characters, the heroes. I don't want to see them fall into sin and evil, or turn and have some sort of huge failings where it's like, I can't really support that character anymore. That's a shame. I'm not trying to write perfect characters by any means, but I want there to be a sense of right and a sense of wrong, and I want that to be clear as I write these books. So if that's something that appeals to you, great. You should read this book. It's a short read, as you can see. It is not a thick book. Let's say that's how thick it is. This would be like how thick some of the other fantasy books are. So you could read this on a beach vacation, and maybe you should. So if you like this book, let me know what you think, and I'll check back in. Bye.